Does the state of Ohio need to raise taxes to cover the needs of education, local government, and the opioid crisis?
I think that there's a way that we can deal with taxes without increasing the state income tax and fund places where necessary in order to invest in the future of Ohio. I've talked a lot about closing the LLC loophole, which would generate $2.2 billion over the biennium. And that way you would have an influx of dollars in those places where we desperately need. Local government's been starved out. Public schools have been struggling because of the for-profit charter school model. So you can pull some of that money back in. There's some ways that we can deal with that investment without going directly at that income tax increase.
If taxes need to be raised, are there certain state taxes that should not be raised under any circumstances, such as income, sales, conveyance, or the severance tax?
Yeah, I'm not into increasing the sales tax at the local or the state level. The state already did that in 2013. I voted no against it. The locals have done it because they've been forced. Their backs are against the wall. They have no money to provide the vital services because of what's been going on in the state house. And so I'm not into raising the sales tax. Now, I could have conversations about a dedicated tax, say a gas tax, where you just have a penny gas tax per gallon going specifically to the roads. If there's a tax like that, or a severance tax on oil and gas that goes specifically to the affected region where they're pulling oil and gas out of the ground to invest in the future of communities from Youngstown all the way to Southeast Ohio, they need it desperately. So I can have conversations about that, but increasing the sales tax in order to do that, it's not something that I'm in favor of.
Who is your favorite Republican?
Working over here, I've been involved in state politics for 9 years. And coming over here from the Mahoning Valley without a day of political experience, some people, they didn't really, treat me with the respect that I thought that human beings should. When you're a brand new state senator, you think you're going to come down here and you're going to be able to work with everybody, and some guys over here just weren't interested. But I'll tell you, Larry Obhoff is a good guy. And Larry Obhoff works hard for his constituents. He's the president of the Senate. I've been the minority leader for the past 2 years, but just resigned when I started running for governor. And so I didn't get a real opportunity to work with him on a one-on-one basis from a president and minority leader perspective. But he's a good guy, and I like him. We don't agree on all that much when it comes to policy, but we can have a conversation about it and then step out of the room and then still be friends. That's the thing that's lacking in politics is you're allowed to disagree. People would disagree all the time, but it's like, don't get mad, don't get frustrated, and don't walk out and be mad at that person for the next week and 2 weeks and try to take action on them in order to make up for how you perceive that meeting to go. So it's about talking through things and working together, but when you don't agree, walk away from the table and say, have a good day, and him and I have been able to do that.